Yo, what's good, all? How's it going? Thanks for tuning into Nerdology 5280 presents Nerds of the Roundtable Special Edition. Today is Free Comic Book Day.
Yay.
So, as always, I'm Jamie. Sitting across from me is Ryan, my co-host.
What up?
We decided to go to All Seas today, one of the local comic shops, and pick up a few free comics and got a few other goodies with it today. So we figured we'd talk about that and just comics in general, you know. One thing I do want to say, and I am going to put this out there because I know one person, but I know there's been other people that have questioned with my comic books and stuff. I know I haven't read comics, all of them. I know that. I am not gonna lie. It's a disclaimer, okay? I am putting it out there. I have to say this. You know what? I don't really fucking care. Okay, so just plain and simple. I have not read all the comics. I'm reading them, and I'm trying to go through them. But you got to remember that I do a lot of other stuff too. I do stuff on comics, movies, TV, games, all sorts of games, all that stuff. So there's a lot of stuff. So my knowledge is in other areas. That's why we have people like Ryan come on and who's read them, or Kirt did join us today. If you've caught him in a couple of the other previous podcasts, he was going to join, but a little family issue came up, so he was unable to attend the podcast. But yeah, so that's why I have other people join in. I do know the backstories on a lot of this stuff. I might not have read all the details from the comic, but I do know it. So I need to put that out there as my disclaimer. I have not read all these comics, and nor will I ever read them all. But I can still talk to them, talk about them. So
Yeah, I talk to my comics
yeah.
all the time. Don't worry about it. Well, I'm going to turn your page now. Yeah, you're like that, don't you? You filthy comic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a naughty comic,
and
aren't you?
it's stuck together. Shit.
Oh, boy.
It just went. I don't think you're talking to your comics. It's your porn.
Dude, my son's in the other room.
I don't think he's hearing anything right now. See. And if you hear a little kid in the background, his son, obviously, like you just said, is here. He might be popping in and out. We are also going to be probably jumping into some Dice Masters later on. So, yeah, that's the fun stuff of today's agenda. So, I guess let's dive in. If he can put down his phone, because him in this Star Wars, Galaxies
Galaxy of Heroes.
Galaxies of Heroes is so much more important and addicting than this.
Well, I'm listening. I'm listening.
If he can actually put it down and talk, so we can start showing off stuff.
Your son
Everyone just saw your stuff on camera, just so you know. They're gonna come out and steal your account.
Okay. I wasn't putting. There's
I'm
no
kidding.
account
I know.
information.
I'm kidding. Oh Lord. So yeah, we picked up, of course, a couple free comics. And I bought a few, and he bought a couple too. So, and
I bought one comic today.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
you bought two.
Oh,
You got
that's
Mickey
right, yeah.
Mouse,
That's
bro.
I got,
Come on,
I got Mickey Mouse. That's right.
Yes, he's a Mickey Mouse comic fan. He loves it. That's his little secret,
That's
and it's
my
out. The cat's out of the bag now.
My guilty pleasures. I love me some Mickey Mouse comics.
Well, I guess let's dive into the free ones first that we got, just because. If you didn't make it out to your shop today, I mean, please at least. Well, this is the day after this is going up, but if you didn't make it out, at least please go there and check out some comics and go pick up some stuff. Support your local shop. We wouldn't be able to do this little nerdgasm of information that we're putting out there if it wasn't for the comic book shops and the comics. That's everything we do. I mean, on the comic, TV, movie side is because of these. So please go support them. Exactly. So, what did you pick up today?
All right. Well, for myself, I picked out the Worlds of Aspen 2016. This is from Aspen Comics, which was the comics company created by Michael Turner, the late Michael Turner. May he rest in peace. He was one of the industry's best. And you might have heard of such characters such as Fathom and Kiani and so on. So it's just a little preview of kind of what they've got in store for Aspen readers this summer and this year.
Nice.
So
Yeah,
that was
give
one
you
of
that
them.
little tidbit, like, hey, this is what you can expect from us. Here's our little tease.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
They're tickling you a little bit,
Just tickling you a little bit there. Just puts a little tongue. All right.
Yeah.
This one
Hey,
is
your son's out there, so be careful.
it's all good. So this one has looks like sort of something of a crossover where it's got Aspen, who is that's the real name for the character Fathom, and then it looks like she runs into a character named Malachi, who is from their Soulfire story. So
Nice.
cool little story, little crossover. It looks so. I'm excited to kind of thumb through it and check it out. Yeah.
See what else you can get and kind of what's your whistle there to see.
They're not a huge company of all like the labels and publishers and stuff out there. If you look at like how many likes or followers or whatever they have on like Facebook, it doesn't have that many. It's they don't really do superhero stories. There's not, tights and flights is kind of what they refer to it. There's no capes and cows really. It's they have a lot of very different stories, and their creators are very different from the creators you'd find at any of the big two or even the big three. But they're always so talented. The artists they bring in are just so phenomenal. The artwork is always fantastic, no matter what Aspen book it is that you're reading. And they always bring in the best writers too. That something they've been known for ever since they started about 10 years. It looks like about 15 years or so, and then I think the company itself started right around there as well.
Okay, nice.
So
Cool. What else? What other goodies?
all right. I also picked out for myself the Valiant 2016 free comic book day. So this is the one that's kind of a lead into the summer of 4001 AD event, which is like their big summer event that they're doing this year, crossing over with all their big superheroes. So kind of thumbing through, I noticed that Bloodshot was in it, and I think I saw Ninjak is going to be in here, and Rai, and so they've got a bunch of different characters. Pretty cool. They've got like right in the middle of the book, there's like a shot of like the entire Valiant universe and their whole array of superheroes and supervillains and just various characters that they've got.
A pretty big
cool and
backlog there.
Yeah, they've got a pretty decent amount of characters, and their books are pretty good. It's I probably can't even see over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like it's the lead into their 4001 AD event. So looking forward to checking that out as well. You want me to keep going?
Yeah, we might as well go through yours, and then we can
cool.
jump into the free ones of mine. And
I actually picked out quite a bit. My you have a limit at Allseas where you can get 4 each, and I brought my son with me for his first free comic book day. So I actually picked out 3. I picked out 2 for myself and 1 for my daughter. This is DC's Superhero Girls.
Which is
it's pretty cool, they're cute and stuff, but it's all about some of the biggest and best female DC characters to try to get young girls interested in comic books. There's not too many 10 or 11-year-old girls out there that are going to pick up a Batman, but they might pick up one that has Batgirl in it.
Yeah.
So it's got Batgirl and Supergirl, and there's a couple of villains like Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn, and then there's also Wonder Woman and some character named Bumblebee who I'm not familiar with. I don't know if she's like original for this or if she's based on an actual, New 52 character or what. And then there's also Katana. So.
Bumblebee was cartoons, I think.
Was she in the cartoons?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
Really noisy. So, sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Sorry for the background noise. Roommate's doing laundry. So if you hear the loud banging, that's what it's from.
So I picked, my daughter should like this one. She actually has the, on the back of it, they have like the dolls, but they also have just regular plastic action figures. My daughter actually has the Batgirl.
They didn't skinkify Harley,
no,
which is good.
It's almost, it's kind of like a mixture of like the Harley that I always liked growing up, where she just wasn't this hyper-sexualized character, and definitely not like the New 52 version of it. She still got the pigtails with the red and blue that you've seen in the Suicide Squad trailers, but she's more of like that goofy kind of character that she is in the Batman the Animated Series. So those are the ones I picked out. My son picked out a couple. He got Sonic the Hedgehog, Sampler, which has a little Sonic the Hedgehog story. He picked this one out that's called the Kids Comics, which is mostly just a catalog of different ideas for, comic books for kids.
Uh-huh.
He picked out a Pokemon comic book because, it's like a lot like the cartoon.
Yeah.
So those are the free comic books that we picked out today.
I got technically 3 comics out of the 4 because I'll show in a second the other little item I picked up, which was pretty cool. First one I got, which I don't know if I'll read it. I do have, we'll see. Maybe down the road I'll eventually get it and read it. But this Marvel's big event this year is Civil War II. So I haven't paid enough attention into it. But, I mean, basing it off the character that you see on the front, it looks like Thanos is going to play a pretty big part in it, which is interesting. So I haven't even looked. I mean, it starts this month.
Oh,
So
wow,
issue
okay.
number 0 is this month, so this is the beginning of it. But yeah, it's a little bit different. The Avengers team is different and changed and all that stuff. So it says plus all new, all different Avengers.
Oh, very nice.
So it's interesting. I really haven't thumbed through it too much, but yeah, it looks like and I really can't tell you the truth. Yeah, number 1 comes out next month, so number 0, which is this one, the free one you get today, is the lead up. So, so yeah, looks like all kinds of different characters. I'm
Very
curious.
cool.
I don't know. Maybe I will pick it up. Maybe I'll wait and get the trade. I don't know. We'll see. Since I do a lot more trade stuff, so as we show off, do our Vanna White. Second one I got was Assassin's Creed. If you don't know by now, Assassin's Creed is my favorite game series of all time. Love it. I mean, there hasn't been a minute of Assassin's Creed that I haven't loved. I mean, it's had its ups and downs and all that stuff. But yeah, I had to pick it up. I mean, as you can see, my hat. It's Assassin's Creed
Oh.
character, the symbol.
I
So
always wondered what that was.
yeah, that's from Assassin's Creed. Picked it up at Denver Comic Con last year at one of the booths.
What
yeah.
a nerd.
Yep, that's me. So looks like it's the start of an all new story. They actually just teased this character recently because it's female assassins are few and far between. They had a game on the PlayStation Vita. That's why I got the Vita, was an all female Assassin's Creed game. Evie, I think was her name. Maybe that's the new one. Then they did one in the most recent game. So this is it's cool to see that they're doing more female assassins. So yeah, it's neat. I like it, and I'm glad they're kind of putting those characters into it. And they've got all kinds of other Assassin's Creed comics out there, which eventually I do want to read them and pick them up and all that. So, final one, Suicide Squad, one of my most anticipated movies this year. We can talk about that later on, but yeah, I figured, what the hell, might as well pick this up, give it a look. The other side, interesting. So, the Snorks now on DVD. I used to watch those when growing up. The Snorks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Adam Ant, The Secret Squirrel Show, and The New Adventures of Gilligan. They're all on DVD now. Interesting. But yeah, Suicide Squad. It's got, of course, Harley Quinn, the biggest character that they have, technically speaking, in the Suicide Squad, the one that most people can relate to. So, I don't know. I'm curious. Definitely want to look into it. And the worst heroes ever. That's basically what it is. Worst heroes ever.
Hell, they're not lying.
That's true. It is true. For some reason, his mask looks like I can't think of what character. Oh, kind of like I was thinking Star-Lord for a second, because we just kind of saw Star-Lord, I think, briefly, or at least Gamora or something like that in there, and kind of make me thinking about that. So yeah, that's what I picked up today. I figured those 3 are good, and then the final wasn't a comic book, but it was a cool little item. It's Star Wars with a piece of film in it, so which is awesome. You know, it's for Return of the Jedi. I mean, I
pretty
couldn't
cool.
pass it up. It's a little bookmark thing, so I can. It's gonna be hard to see on that camera. But yeah, figured I can use it with my books and all that. Well, my comic books, not books, because I don't really read books. So
Yeah, books
me,
bad.
yep, books bad. Comic books good.
Cool. So yeah, that's what we picked up today. Just a couple of things. Jamie went, Marvel and DC supporting the top two. I went for a couple of smaller ones, so there's definitely some variety in there. I would have been interested to see what Kirt picked. I didn't get a chance. I don't even think he picked anything.
No, Kirt wasn't really looking.
He was looking for Transformers and stuff. I don't think there was any of that. So,
so he bought a few Transformers.
Okay.
So comics, but yeah, he wasn't looking. He was like, none of them really tickle my fancy. So, hey. We got someone peeking in here. He's
jump in.
Yeah.
All right. So
And then
the first book that we actually paid money for was a Walt Disney's Mickey Mouse #10. It's got they're on the Matterhorn there, and there's the Abominable Snowman, and Mickey and a couple of little mice kids and some other random people. Well, hold on, buddy. So it's got a couple of different stories. He was really excited, and he's been thumbing through it ever since. So that was our first purchased book of the day.
Is it his first purchased comic book?
No, because he has. I got him a Teen Titans Go graphic novel at one point that had a bunch of different stories in it.
Yeah.
And then
So
the other purchased comic I got, I had mentioned the free Comic Book Day Valiant 2016 edition that was the lead into 4001 AD. So then I picked out 4001 AD #1 because this is the issue that will launch this whole crossover event. So I'm excited to check it out and see what it's all about and see if it's something I'll continue. But so far, everything I've read from Valiant, I've really enjoyed. So I'm looking forward to diving in.
Nice. I went a little more crazy today on some of the comics that I got. And if you're listening to this on iTunes, I will probably post these up. I'll take some pictures and post them up on my Instagram account so you can see them and jump on there if you don't have time to watch the video or whatnot. So that we can do that real quick. Doesn't take any time to do. I'll just take the pictures and post them up at some point. So
I always tweet them too.
Yeah. Well, it tweets right through. Instagram
yeah.
goes to Twitter, then to Facebook, all that stuff. So it's all
cool.
interlinked. So
very cool.
So yeah, first thing I picked up, which I've been wanting to read, and I wasn't sure about getting. I heard some good things about it. I picked up the Smallville Lantern series. It's technically season 11 is what they're calling it.
He's in there laughing and giggling.
That's awesome. It looks like it's a 4-part series. I didn't remember for sure how many parts was in it, but we've got Batman in it. But yeah, it played a lot more into what season 11 could have been. So yeah, so I figured, what the hell, let's purchase it. It was $5 for all 4, so give it a shot. I don't know if there's any more or not, so I'll have to look into it and see. So yeah, and then the next one, which is an ongoing series that I have, is actually, before I show that off, I guess show them in the camera. We've got. That's the whole point of the second camera here. Hopefully you can see them all. And yeah, we'll find out why these other characters are in the season, because none of them were obviously in Smallville. There was no Batman in there. I mean, you had Green Arrow, which is completely different in Green Arrow than what we're used to, which I liked him, and I was kind of, at first, I like Green Arrow now. They picked the perfect guy for it, but at first I was like, why didn't you just play the same guy? Tie it in together, but they didn't want to tie it in.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever.
Kind of understand, though. I mean, Smallville was a Jeff Loeb production.
Yeah.
He was the producer on there, and then now it's Berlanti, and he wants to go his own way. So I can see why, start something. You want to do something your own.
Exactly. My next one, which I still haven't read the last two that I picked up, but this is number 5 of 6. It's the Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover, which is it's been awesome. I mean, the first few I've read are just amazing. I love them. So I figured, what the hell? Let's pick this up, and read because this is the next one that just came out. So, yeah, it's been a good series so far. I highly recommend it. Whoa! Look what I just opened up to. Future Quest.
Whoa.
That brings back all kinds of memories. You've got Johnny Quest. You've got Space Ghost. Some of the rest of the characters of Johnny Quest.
Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law.
The two characters with the monkey. I can't remember their name. Shit. I can't remember their name. Yeah. So, interesting. There's the He-Man wannabe. That's what I've always called him.
Nice.
Interesting. Oh, well, it says all the characters.
Oh, there we go.
It's Johnny Quest, Space Ghost, the Herculoids, Birdman, Frankenstein Jr., the Impossibles, the Galaxy Trio, and Mighty Midor. So it's all Hanna-Barbera. So. So. DCBS. Interesting. So, yeah, that's my second purchase. Now, the next two were the ones that, yes, I am playing catch up on them, but I had to buy them because, I mean, not only was it a good deal, it's two that I've been wanting to read for a while. The first one is Dark Knight Returns. It's the trade back, that's the trade. That's how I get most of my comics anyways, except, I mean, I don't usually buy everything new anyways, so these work better for showing off on the shelf for me, and keeping out with what I want to do. So I figured I want to get the Dark Knight Returns since I haven't read the Dark Knight Returns yet. So one of the classic Batman stories.
By some, it's considered to be the best, if not, one of the best at least. Batman stories ever told. So and if you're ever gonna try to build knowledge of Batman, it's definitely on the must-read list. So picking it up finally, taking a look. Let me know what you think. I've only read it once, and I was like 16 when I read it, and I didn't really care for it.
Yeah, it just didn't.
So I'd definitely like to go back now that I'm in my 30s and take a look, and see how I feel about it now, But it was I had just gotten into DC Comics, and Batman was my guy, and so I was asking everyone like, hey, what Batman stuff should I read? So I had a list of about 10 storylines to read, and that was one of them. And it didn't tickle my fancy.
I almost bought the one that had this plus the follow-up because and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know for sure. This is the first out of the series.
Yeah.
So you've got this one, The Dark Knight Returns. Then after that is the next Dark Knight book, which is
Dark Knight Strikes Again.
Strikes Again, which that was in together, which I could have got both of them together, but this was the one I was looking forward to most, out of the two, because that's been the most talked about one. So figured, why not? Let's do it. Next one, everyone seems to love this one, and I have always heard good things about it, but Batman Hush, couldn't pass that up. It was a good deal. I've always been a fan of Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee, both of them. So doing the book together, the series together, is classic, and it's just, I mean,
that story when it was coming out month to month, that is why I started buying comics again. Because it came out when I was in high school, and I was reading, I was borrowing friends' comics and stuff. But what made me go into the shop month after month and start buying everything that I was buying at the time? And when that was coming out, I was buying all kinds of stuff. I was collecting that. I was buying Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men, Ultimates. I was collecting, right after this happened, Superman, Batman. Like, I wouldn't have read any of that stuff in the early to mid 2000s if it weren't for Batman Hush. That is what got me to go into the shop to buy comics again.
Nice. Yeah, I've heard so many good things, so I'm excited to dive into them and read them finally. I know there's a few other Batman stories. If you haven't figured that out yet, Batman's my favorite DC, major DC character. out there. So I should definitely brush up on some of his stories and all that stuff. Was looking at Batman Year One. Also,
that one's pretty good. I have that one. It's pretty good. It's I think it's the better story between like that one and Dark Knight Returns, because they're both written by Frank Miller.
Yeah.
I like Year One better than I like Dark Knight Returns. It's really good.
See, and I'm doing the Dark Knight Returns, and also I'll eventually get the next one because I want to read the Dark Knight 3. So the third one in the series, which is currently out month to month right now. So I almost did buy them, but then I was like, no, I'll just wait for the trade, like I normally do, and get it down the road. So it works better, for me. So then I can sit out in my car during my lunches and kick back and read some comics.
I'm really excited for you to read Hush, dude. I'm so excited for you.
I'm excited. That's my first one out of it that I'm going to read. I do need to get actually caught up first on my Batman TMNT.
Yeah.
Because the 6th one will be out next month, so definitely need to get caught up on that. So. And there was a couple other stuff I was looking at and I wasn't sure about getting. I almost did buy the Secret Wars set that they had there. It was like $25.
It's on Marvel Unlimited, dude.
Yeah. Maybe one of these days I'll get that, but I don't read enough each month to really.
Don't you have it? I thought you had already bought the one that had all the issues of Secret Wars.
Maybe I already?
I'm pretty sure you showed it to us because it was like.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't buy it. Yeah.
What would you do without Ryan?
Yeah. Well, thank God. Thank God.
I had picked up and was gonna buy, but I had put it down. Was the IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Volume 1, but I think I'll wait. I'm still trying to track. I want to track down the graphic novels that have like the original Mirage that Eastman and Laird did together, that started it all. Like that's the Turtles series I want to read the most. So
yeah,
and I definitely want to get into it, dude. I'm so feeling Turtles right now.
Yeah,
I'm actually even looking. I'm to the point now where like I'm looking forward to the movie. Like I watched the trailer again. I'm like, you know what? I'm really looking forward to this.
I'm still on the fence about it. I mean, that's few and far between. I mean, the first one was so bad.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Yeah. But yeah, Turtles has always been one of my things too. So I do want to get looking into some of the old school Turtles, especially after watching and seeing them throw them in the cartoon and all that stuff, which we talked about on our Nerd Tunes. Nerd Tunes.
Nerd Tunes.
That's copyrighted by no, it's not. I wish I should.
I'm surprised. Going back to that episode, that Mikey from the Nickelodeon show didn't shout out Booyakasha, and then the other one shouted out Cowabunga, and then they went into a Cowabooyakasha.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's something that they would do. Be like, yours is great, so is mine. Let's merge them,
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, as for comics, I'm slowly, of course, getting more back into them and all that. I don't know. I got to start looking at some other stories, I think, and broaden as I go and go more left or right instead of straightforward.
Oh yeah,
in a sense.
Everything branches out.
Yeah, there's so much out there I can read and all that stuff. I mean, unfortunately, we were talking about why isn't there a service that all these independent publishers can go in on, and they get a chunk of money from it for
share the cost, share the subscription,
do it like Marvel Unlimited.
I'm still shocked that there's not a DC Unlimited reading service out there. I mean, Marvel Unlimited's been around for a few years now, 4 or 5 years now at least. Because I remember there was a podcast way back when that I was listening to in like 2012 or 13, and they were talking about the service, and it sounded like at the time it was still pretty limited. Yeah, but it's pretty good now. I mean, they've got a pretty darn good selection of stuff to read, and I've had it for over a year now. Nice. I don't understand how DC hasn't jumped on there yet, because I would pay to do that.
I wonder. if it's because they have been falling behind on their comic side. Marvel has taken the lead on comics hands down recently.
Well, Marvel's had the lead as far as
Yeah.
like sales-wise for at least 10 years.
And even stories, though, recently, I mean, the New 52 wasn't a big hit for across the board. People didn't, people enjoyed parts, and there was things that were good and, things that were awful about it, but it wasn't like what they expected. They were trying to reintroduce all these characters, which now, go figure, start next month, they're reintroducing them all again with Rebirth, and they're completely screwing up, some of them, like Superman just doesn't look right. I saw pictures of him, and I'm like, what the hell is this shit?
Yeah.
But
you do a reboot when necessary. You don't do a reboot as an event.
Exactly.
And it seems like part of the reason why I stopped collecting DC in about 2006, 2007 is because they had done Identity Crisis, and that was okay. It was pretty good. It changed the status quo, which was cool, but it didn't reset or reboot or anything like that. And I stopped collecting right about the time they did Infinite Crisis. I never even read Final Crisis.
Yeah.
It's just I can't have them be resetting the continuity every other year or so.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get into DC until after they had already done Crisis on Infinite Earths, which was the first. I don't even know if it was the first time, but they had. It was the storyline that got rid of the multiverse and pretty much just said, "Here's our one line of continuity."
Yeah.
So
put it back together.
I jumped in and I'm like, man, this is great. It still referenced all the big major storylines of the decades prior, but it cut out all the meaningless stuff that was in there.
Yeah.
And it gave you like a good enough continuity where you can read backstories and understand what's going on, and everything was hunky-dory. And then they came in and brought the multiverse back and then got rid of it again. And then I don't even know if it's back. And then they jump-started like every character, and they started changing things about Batman. And I lost track because I didn't have that fanboy knowledge of 40 odd years prior of real hardcore DC continuity.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to jump back on. If they did an unlimited service, I would be able to at least go on, read the key stuff. I could go back as far as I needed to, and I'd be able to maybe catch up and kind of know what's going on. But I feel as someone who hasn't read DC for 5 years or 10 years, I feel like I can't just walk into a comic book shop and pick up a story and know what's going on.
Yeah, unless it's issue like 1.
Right.
I'd be like, oh, okay, I know what's going on because it's the first issue. I hope so, says it's issue 1. If there's a lot of other backstory out there, I think they need to rethink their numbering. Someone in the printing department's getting fired because they printed it wrong or something.
Well, I mean, that's even something that we're starting to see Marvel do all the time. It's like every few years they're jumping in with like number 1s again and all that.
They're kind of branching out, but they're still keeping the story somewhat like they're not relaunching the characters though.
Right.
In that sense, that's big. They're having these big events, and they do one every year now, which it seems like they're getting better and better and getting those worked out a lot more. I mean, you've got Civil War 2, you had the Secret Wars from last year. And stuff like that. So they've got the big events, but they also have all the small stories and stuff like that. They've kind of set up their stuff to go a little bit more with the movies and everything like that. That's where this whole thing for DC, which if they don't become a hit real quick and gain people's interest like they need to, they could be in a lot of trouble because their comic books 100% will be going along in the movie universe. No, that's my understanding. That's why they're relaunching, is because they want to go off that movie universe. Well, you better hope this movie universe does good.
Yeah,
because you're gambling on a lot there, But as we've seen, comics, there's so much more story you can tell in each one. Movies, there's only so much you can do in that 2 hours that you get, and you do the 2 hours for that movie, and you don't get a part 2 until usually 2 years, 3 years later.
Yeah, nowadays, it seems
2 to 3 years. So it's people don't want to, that's the point of comics. You can read it, and then the next month you got the next episode coming out. Basically, you consider it like episodes.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. Speaking of quick comic note, little off topic, but DC and all that stuff, Supergirl, I heard, might be switching to CW. Just thought I'd throw that little tidbit in
Yeah, I
there.
heard something about that
You know,
too.
because that CBS doesn't know if they want to keep it because it was a lot more expensive than they expected.
And it had good numbers, but
Yeah.
not good enough numbers to kind of offset some of those
Yeah.
costs. And
So-
yeah, I'd read something about that today too, which is fine, great. Then we'll get actual crossovers and not like tricky half crossovers.
Yeah, exactly. So I had to throw that little tidbit in there.
It's funny if they're able to bring that to the CW, it'll have less whining.
It's true. Which is kind of interesting to see.
You're like, wait, we're making this like a darker, better show on the CW, not on CBS?
Huh? What?
That's weird. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. So who knows? But figured I'd throw that in there real quick because that's quite interesting. They know how to do their animated movies and TV shows really well. Movies are questionable. Marvel's got the animations are doing great with right now. I mean, the Spider-Man show, Avengers, their comics are off the chart. Their movies are off the chart. It's their animated movies. So yeah, but other than that, I guess, there's we're pretty good on the comic speaking here. We're looking at here playing some Dice Masters for a minute.
Yeah.
So I guess let's dive into that real quick and play a quick round of, I want to see what it's like. And we didn't get a chance in last weekend's podcast to do it. So I definitely want to see what this game is all about since I haven't played it before. What? And with that note, never mind. I guess we're going to bust out another quick game of Magic. Real quick. So with that side note, this is where you will see us cut for a minute. And we'll be back.
Oh boy, yeah, I literally packed it all up in the box and everything. What?
I just heard you say we're going to play a quick game of Magic.
Yeah, so you get to come in and kind of play along.
Yay!
I literally brought the instructions and I brought the playpen. It doesn't take long, so next time we do a podcast, I'll make sure to bring it.
These are, I got a bunch of my own cards. Beautiful. Guess what's going in my deck? You just can't touch it because it's an expensive card. Yep. This is one of the best cards you can find. Yeah.
What does it do?
It does all kinds of stuff. It's gonna destroy your dad.
Is it also going to destroy me?
No. Wait. Now I need to find one I did with.
Look how far I got that. I decided to look there. I'm trying to
Yeah, there's no maximum, but I was just
What's
trying to
that,
not be too
Daddy?
many. Like I said,
Daddy, what's that?
no, actually, I'm not gonna play with him
No.
because I don't want to.
I'm gonna choose the ghost. Can I do the ghost?
That's not how it works, but you'll see. You'll see. Here, why don't you sit in this chair right here? Because you're littler than me, so if I sit there, I'll block you from the camera. And I will also...
Can't I speak?
Yeah, you can talk, but you don't need to really talk into the mic.
Because I'm loud.
No,
Sorry.
no, no. Pick it up, please. Sheesh. I don't know who Nick is.
Nick.
I got a text message today. It's like, hey there, Ryan. How are you? How is the talk show going? I have no idea who this dude is.
Name's Nick.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep. No, I got him right here.
Whoa, that's cards that my dad has too, right, Dad? You have those cards?
no, I have these ones.
No, you got cards that have those pictures on.
Oh, yeah, that's sure. Man, those Super Mario sleeves were cool.
Yeah, they've got them for all kinds of stuff. The sleeves. If you go to Enchanted Grounds, they have a whole wall of them.
I understand that I should have played Make Your Own level Marios. And not
Oh,
the
yeah.
game I was gonna
Super Mario Maker. That would
Uh-huh.
be cool.
I have that.
I still really want to get that game.
You never got it?
We don't have it. And we need it. We need to make Mario.
Calm down, dude.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a very easy level. I make a very hard level no one could beat.
Yeah, we could make one that even Landy could beat, huh?
Yeah, everyone could beat mine because you know what it's got?
What?
It's got piranha plants and shy guys. It's got no mystery blocks.
Oh.
How are you supposed to survive? And I got Bowser's. And I'm gonna have Bowser's rule.
That stood up in the chair.
I'm gonna have
I don't want to have to
everything.
call Mommy and be like, Maxton was really excited and he fell and broke his head on Jamie's floor.
We don't need that.
And now,
I really hate cleaning up blood.
Yeah.
Did that even
You only want to do it when you're being paid.
Yeah.
Did that even happen on Thanksgiving?
I don't know.
Yeah, before Jamie got into the mortgage business, he used to be a hitman.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really good at cleaning up blood, so.
Yeah, that sounds gross, huh?
You clean up blood? I'm sure.
Do me a favor. Switch off that light behind you.
That Walking Dead show
Less
was
glare?
scary.
I don't know why I didn't think about that before, and it looks fine on the camera.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
I can adjust the lighting too when I edit it. So
Nice.
yeah,
All right, cool. I think I'm shuffled enough then.
I'm hoping I'm gonna shuffle my deck better this time. This is my defensive deck, which we'll see.
Are we gonna come to a
Gonna what?
Are we gonna get a video of us playing Magic?
Yep, it's already recording. He's in.
I do not want to play
Ooh.
I know what you want.
All right, and we're cutting back in, like my little cut.
Nice. That's good.
What is it? What is it for Full House, Joey? Cut it out.
Oh, God.
I busted that one out. Yes, I did. I went there. So we are back, and we decided to play Magic because someone decided to forget his cards for Dice Masters at home. So, but
Nope.
for some odd reason, he spawned a little mini me out of him all of a sudden here.
I needed an extra minion to help me play this game, so.
Who is this that's joining us? Who are you?
Hey, buddy. Why don't you
So,
tell him who you are,
I am Maxton.
and what do you do?
I play the. I don't know what to say.
Just say what you want to say.
I watch Minions.
Oh, nice. There you go. Very good.
There you go.
What other nerd stuff do you do? Tell him how much of a nerd you are.
100%.
Nice.
You know what? I think I just figured out my thumbnail I could make. We'll have to take a picture of him holding his comics,
There you go.
and then I can put Free Comic Book Day
Nice.
up on top of the thumbnail.
Nice. Very good. His handsome face.
Yep. Put you right up on the channel, my YouTube channel, and you can watch the video with you on it.
Oh.
So, all right. So 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hopefully, I do better than last weekend when I got beat the first game. That was this is still my defensive deck. I have not had a time to build anything else. I do want to build some other. And then the second one, of course, you watched it and you saw that you drew your cards perfect.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like the possible best way to draw the cards and have a hand. You know.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so good.
Exactly. Oh, that's right. Roll. 16.
All right.
That's the only thing I seem to win.
I'm pretty sure you always get 16 when you roll too.
I think I
think it's
I
rigged.
might have.
I think it's
Yeah,
rigged.
it's rigged. It's rigged. It's heavy on the 16
Careful,
side.
buddy, that makes too much noise. No, just-
I am going to let you go first this time.
Sounds good. All right,
So-
Maxton, we're going to go first.
Okay.
Okay, so the first thing that we do is we always play a land. So we have this card right here. This is a land. It's called a plains. So we're going to go ahead and play that. And then we're going to tap it. And we're going to cast a Yoked Ox, who is a 0/4 creature for 1 white mana.
Dragon.
Well, we don't have any. And
I was like, wait, what?
what is he doing?
Wait, what? All right. Let's
Watch out, buddy,
see
don't
here.
Knock into our deck. Just knock into the library there.
All right, so I am going to go with. Guess it doesn't really matter which one I put out. I'm putting Warped Landscape. It's a
Ooh.
land. And that's my turn.
All right.
That's nothing else I can do.
Sick turn, bro.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right. All right. It's our
So.
turn, buddy. Okay, draw the top card, just the very top one. That's a good one.
Uh-oh.
What is that?
Well, I can't say
Why?
because we don't want Jamie to know what we have. So I'm going to go ahead and play another planes. And I think now you can go, sir. He's at 0/4, so there's really no reason to attack you.
Yeah, that would be kind of pointless. Actually, really pointless. All right, so let's do. We are going to just put out this one, which is another land,
All right, I'm dropping a forest. Okay.
and I have nothing to put out.
Yeah, we are just
So.
crushing it. All right, Maxton.
Yeah.
Draw the next card for me. Just the top one. Ooh, perfect. That's exactly what we needed. Quick, put it down.
Oh,
Right here,
these are-
just put it down. Nope, face up, buddy. There you go, just like this, but on a separate stack. On a separate stack. Yeah, just like perfect. All right, and then turn it to the side like this. Nice.
Perfect.
Okay. See.
Good
So
job.
we're gonna use 2. That's why they're sideways, and see how that has a little drop, because we have to have at least 1 drop to play this guy. So then we're gonna play our sigiled starfish.
Oh, he's on fire.
Yep, and he is a 0/3 starfish with. If I tap him, I can scry 1, which means I could look at the top card of my library, and if I want, I can put it on the bottom of my library. Well, we're not going to do that right
Interesting.
now.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It kind of gives you a peek of what you're going to draw, and if you
Yeah.
don't like what you're going to draw, you
Give
can
you that
pop it on
idea.
the bottom.
Yeah.
So, all right,
Cool.
Jamie's turn.
Draw another card.
job,
Hopefully I can
buddy.
start doing something here. All right. So we are going to put down a swamp. And I want to...
It's right there. It's got a skull on it.
I like this. Okay, cool. We are going to tap, tap, tap. And we are
gonna
going
use
to
those.
put... Wait, I want this card. I am putting my zombie bird, Crow of Dark Things. He's flying, and when he enters the battlefield or dies, I put the top 2 cards of my library into my graveyard.
Oh.
So the top 2,
He's not dead.
when he enters the battlefield,
Oh, I'm sorry.
dies.
Oh, enters or cool.
Yeah.
All right, nice.
So-
Right on.
There's 1 gone. Okay, not a big card. And then I'll land,
No.
which I'm fine with.
Hey, you need at least 4 different card types for delirium.
I was just going to
so-
say, if you remember my deck, this works out perfect for this. So, yeah, cool.
I remember.
And that's it for my turn.
Nice. What did it say? He's 2-1. All right.
Yep.
Nope, not yet. Okay, draw the top card. Draw the top card. Ooh. It's very good. All right. So we're going to drop another island, naturally. Mm-hmm.
Let's find another
I usually
And-
sometimes drop islands too. When I'm it hurts, but hey, you know. I had to
All
go
right,
there.
and then I'm going to tap my starfish to do scry. So we're going to look at the top card and then put it on the bottom if we want.
Cool.
All right.
That's it. Sweet. Draw a card. We are going to put down this one.
I didn't screw the lid on.
All right, so I am going to tap, tap my Wicker Witch Scarecrow. I actually think this was meant from my other deck, but hey, what the hell? It's just 3-1, nothing special.
Alright.
So,
Cool.
and I guess while I'm doing this, I might as well attack because you can't block flying.
So I'll tap 2 blue and 2 white, so 2 islands and 2 plains. I'm going to play a Thunderclap Wyvern who has flash. You may cast this spell anytime you could cast an instant. It has flying. It's 2/3, so I'll go ahead and cast that bad boy, and I'll block your Crow of Dark Things.
And you kill my Crow of Dark Things, but that's fine because it works out in
Yep.
my favor.
Yeah,
You know why? Because of my deck.
it's true.
But that means I have to get rid of the top 2 cards.
Yep. So another land.
Ooh, this was an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. Whenever 1 or more land card are put into the graveyard from anywhere For the first time each turn, put a 1/1 green insect creature token on the battlefield.
Oh, dang.
So that was a good card. That was a good card. Well played. Well played. That's fine, though. That's fine. Because I'm about ready to start really throwing out my characters.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know?
Oh, I believe you.
So.
I believe you. All right.
And that's all I can do.
Cool.
All I can do. This is the podcast still.
Yeah, we're doing the podcast, buddy.
We're playing the game with it.
Comic.
Cards, all right. It's all right, it's all right.
So,
All right,
Cool.
so I'm going to tap my starfish to scry. Watch out, buddy. You gotta sit back. I'll go ahead and leave that there. I'm going to play tap 1 white, 2 blue, play Healing Hands. Target player gains 4 life. Draw a card. Watch out, buddy. So I'm going to give myself 4 life
he's cheating.
and draw a card. Yep, draw the top card. All right. And then I'll tap a white and I'll play another Yoked Ox 0/4. And then I'll attack you for 2. It has flying.
Which I can't do anything, so. Down to 18. Cool.
Yeah, we did 2 damage to Jamie with our dragon, with our Thunderclap Wyvern. That's what he's called.
All right. Let's see. We are going to go with deciding which one I would rather do. So let's do 2, 2, and I'm putting my Soul Swallower.
Oh no.
A worm. It's trample. Plus, at the beginning of my upkeep, if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, put 3 +1/+1 counters on Soul Swallower.
Dang.
So I don't even have to use him to attack for a while. I could just let him just
let him
build up
Jeez.
at the beginning of the upkeep. And he's got trample. So you would have to block with more than 1 card
Pretty
to have a
much.
chance
Yeah.
once my next turn rolls around.
And I can block up to 11 damage, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
even do anything to you.
Yeah.
So that's stinky. Over there.
And that's my turn.
Sweet. Yep, by the sink, buddy. All right. So I'm going to tap out here all 4 of my lands. I'm going to play a Suppression Bonds, which is an enchantment aura. It says enchant non-land permanent. And it says enchanted permanent can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. So I'll go ahead and put that on your Soul Sucker, or whatever it's called.
Great, great.
Well, you can come look at the card, yeah. So you can't attack or block, and your activated abilities can't be activated. So you still put your counters on because that's not an activated ability. But because activated is anything you have to pay for or whatever. And then I'll go ahead and tap my Starfish, do Scry, look at the top card of my deck here. And I'm going to put that one at the bottom. And I'll attack it for 2.
And I'm not doing anything.
And it's your turn, sir.
Oh, Lord. Lord, Lord, Lord. Lordy, lordy, lordy. So I got another land. And this time we are going to tap those. We're putting my inexorable blob with delirium. Delirium. So whenever I attack, if there are 4 or more card types among cards in my graveyard, I get a 3/3 green ooze creature token onto the battlefield.
Jeez.
Tapped and attacking. So when I attack him, 4 or more card types are here. So that means I'm actually technically attacking with 2. Then the following turn, I'm attacking with 3. Then 4. Then 5. And so on.
Oh, man.
So,
It's
yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. But I got to get rid of that flying creature here soon, too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
if he wants to keep attacking me with him, not knowing when I'm going to attack, if he needs to start blocking some creatures, better watch out. Better
I will.
watch out.
Oh, I'm watching out. Don't even worry about it.
And that is my turn.
Perfect. Play my little starfish guy here. And I'll leave it on the top. And you may go, sir.
No attack this time?
Nah,
Nah.
I'm getting cold feet.
Cool. Got another land. So what, he's a 2/3?
2/3, yeah.
Hmm. What's a clue card? I thought that was a different game.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a clue. Like,
That's like the wrench or the pipe or the lead pipe or the rope or something.
no clue. No clue at all.
Miss Scarlet, yeah.
Yeah.
All
Huh.
right then.
No idea. You know what? I think I'm gonna move this around anyway since he's kind of dead in the water. But
Make sure
I
you're
mean,
putting your counters on him though.
Oh,
If you're, for
that's
whatever
right.
reason, if you're ever able to get rid of
Yeah.
the enchantment, we don't want to forget and be like, well, I guess we're just gonna keep him at 3/3 or whatever. He's at.
yeah, that's true. We'll just start with this one. So for each one I put on, because he's technically it's 3 + 1 + 1. So this I'll just do it as turns. So the first turn that's
Oh, cool. That works.
can do it that way. So right now that adds it's just 1 × 3 and then 2
Yeah,
× 3.
we'll just know
whatnot.
to
Yeah.
multiply it by 3, and that's
So.
how many +1 counters.
And I am actually not going to attack this turn. So
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay. Very cool.
Your turn. Get popcorn all over the floor.
All right. I just do my little starfish guy. Take a look at the top card. See what it is. I'll go ahead and leave that there. All right. And then I'll let you go.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alright, I keep getting land after land after land. This is kind of getting annoying.
No thanks, buddy. You enjoy that.
Be fair for you to have one, Daddy.
I had a lot at lunchtime, buddy. I'm full right now. Maybe in the car on the way home we can have a snack. We can snack on some popcorn. What is it with the peer pressure?
Clue. Okay. Okay. I see. I see. So a clue is just a token creature.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay,
So,
cool.
yeah, that's what it is. I'm getting it now. So. All right. All right. Cool. I guess I will end my turn
All right.
with my very powerful creature that is just sitting there dead in the water. It's my worm. He's a 9/9. I can't do anything about it. Yep.
All right. I'll go ahead and drop this island right here.
He's underneath. Yeah.
All right. So then I'll go ahead and tap an island, and I'll play a Fairy Miscreant, who is a 1/1 flying creature. When Fairy Miscreant enters the battlefield, if you control another creature named Fairy Miscreant, draw a card. I don't, so it just comes in as a 1/1 flying creature. One thing with the Thunderclap Wyvern, other creatures you control with flying get +1/+1, so that just puts it at 2/2. And you can go, sir.
Cool.
No attack. Oh, I forgot to scry. Well, I can use it as an instant.
Holy crap. Can I just stop getting lands now? Really?
It's all right. He's in the 1% of mana havers.
Yeah. I'm not going to have an issue with mana. Not at all. Actually, I know what I'm going to do. We are going to do this just because it makes sense right now.
Forget the...
Yeah. I am going to tap 3 of these, and I get to sacrifice, or just 2. Tap 2. I get to sacrifice this one, and I search for a land card, and then I shuffle my whole library.
Ooh, nice.
That
all right.
comes in handy.
Yeah.
I just thought about that.
Yeah.
So.
We're playing a game, dude. Yeah. You can go play what we already have.
All right, and then it comes into the field tapped,
Oh, bummer.
but that's fine. But I'm still.
Because we're playing this, we're not going to stop. Come on.
Yes, I know I'm doing this wrong, but these are just cheaper cards, so I really don't care. I was going to put one of my new cards in here, and I was like, no, because I don't want to ruin it, because it's. I literally got lucky and picked it out of a pack, and it's $30
Yeah,
for
you
the
don't wanna
cards.
ruin
So,
that.
and I spent like $10 for the package of them. So yeah. And actually, my turn's over. So while I'm shuffling, if you want to go,
Cool.
you want to play any more Mario out there?
Well, we're not going to take a break to go switch the game. You can play what's in there. All right, so I'm going to cast an Avon Battle Priest. He's 3/3 flying, and when he enters the battlefield, I gain 3 life. So he's actually 4/4 because of my Thunderclap Wyvern.
I'm screwed. How these flying?
I gain 3 life, so that puts me up to.
How many James guys are dead? Our guys are never dead. You must be lucky.
Yeah, must be. And then I'll attack you for. So there's 2 there, and then another 2. So for 4 with flying.
Well, I've got to start doing something because I'm down to 12. Because I have no way to block that. So, are you good?
Good plan. And yeah, you can go.
Cool.
Or let me scry first.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Really? Seriously?
Oh man.
This is I am just not having any luck. I thought the last one was going to be worth it to mix it all up, and nothing.
You mixed all the land right up top.
Nothing. And I can't attack with him yet because you've got a card that will kill him. So
yeah, 4/4. So
well, that's it.
all right.
Yeah, maybe I should just quit Magic.
Nah. All right.
Just kidding.
So I'm gonna hit my sigiled starfish here right quick. Take a look at my top card.
You know where he can take and stuff that starfish, folks,
And then I'll play.
in his ear.
I'll play another fairy miscreant. So this time when it comes in, I draw a card. Because I have another
I'm
creature.
screwed.
So I'll go ahead and draw this card. And then I'll tap 2 more. And also a white for 3. Play a healing hands. Target player gains 4 life. Draw a card. I'll target myself to gain that 4 life. So that puts me at 31. And then I'll draw a card.
I am screwed. I have nothing I can block you with, really.
And let's see, you're at 12. 2, 4, 6. I'll attack you for 10 with all my flying creatures. So each of
Well,
these, so 2 for.
just take
Or no, you know what? I played this guy on my. I just played this guy,
Yeah.
so I can. So I attack you for 2, 4, plus another 4. So I'll attack you for 8.
We'll take it down to 4. Okay? Just because I'm going to do this. Tap 4 cards. Instant. Get rid. Take you down to a -4, -4.
Which one?
You're 4/4.
This guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Might as well.
So then you take
So-
2. So you take 4 damage.
I still take 4.
Okay. Cool.
But
Cool,
that
cool,
puts
cool.
me down to 8. And next turn, I'm screwed. Literally. Good. I better hope for a good card. If I get land, I will forfeit. Are you really shitting me? I forfeit.
Aw.
I have nothing. You've got me this turn.
Did you draw another land?
Yep.
You serious?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. This time, this wasn't a regular land. It was my full orchard. So I could either do either or, forest or swamp.
Nice. Coming to play tapped?
Yeah. So it comes into play tap. Pointless.
Nice.
And yeah, I can, well, I guess I can do this. I can do a total of 3 here. So I'm going to put this in here, which I don't have any clue creatures, so that I can't get +1. +1, but I am tapping him, which sacrifices this and gets me to draw a card.
All right.
And it does a colorless clue artifact token onto the battlefield, which technically yeah, so it's not going to help me. Because I could play him right now. Tap that. Tap 2. And does me no good. Because it's just a 0/4 fungus. So he can't block flying. And that's it. My game's over.
Yeah.
My turn is over. My game's over. I guess I forfeit again. I need to work on a deck because I got shitty decks.
Yeah, dude. Which deck is that so that people know not to buy it?
It's just one of the pre-made ones. It's just green and black, but it's all defensive, which is crap.
Dang.
Which is just crap. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, just to make it official, attack you for 4, 6, 10.
Yeah.
All right.
My last card I had was a swamp. So.
This was my hand, too. I had 2 Claustrophobias, which taps a target creature, and then it doesn't untap. And then I had a Turn to Frog, so target creature becomes a 1/1 blue frog and loses all abilities. And then I had another Thunderclap Wyvern that I could throw out as an instant, which gives all of my flying creatures an additional +1/+1. And then I also had my my holofoil gold rare 5/5 flying, and when he enters the battlefield, each opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose the name of a non-land card revealed this way. Your opponents can't cast spells with the chosen name as long as this creature is on the battlefield.
Nice. Yeah. Those flying creatures, those are just brutal. I had nothing to protect myself against. I had the one flying creature that was destroyed right away.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what else I have for in there. So I know this week maybe spend a little time building some decks. Get something better because, yeah, I need to definitely broaden my games.
So I have 3 decks now with 3 decks, 6 booster packs. I have some pretty good
He
cards
has
that
3
I can
decks,
add
folks.
to my 3
You
decks.
can be a part of the circus.
Yeah, so I've got I have a blue and white, a green and black, and a red and black.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So cool. Are we gonna call it there?
Yeah, let's call
You
it.
think?
Let's call it. Yeah,
So
probably should get going.
Yeah.
Get home, make some dinner.
So I guess let's sign off before you
Oh,
get
yeah,
up and
yeah.
move out and around and
No, good point. Good point. Yeah.
you know, finish this up. I will actually probably split this into like kind of a 2-part podcast. It'll both come out on the same time. We'll do one full for the video, and then iTunes will be kind of 2 parts because they don't want to listen to us play a game.
Yeah,
So.
one is comic books and one is some more deck measuring.
Yeah, some more deck.
So we watch, the wife and I watch the show New Girl
Uh-huh.
with Zoe Deschanel, you know?
Uh-huh.
And one of the characters on there is a police officer, and he has a friend who's a bartender. And so they're like kind of having this like unofficial, they're like being all passive aggressive with each other about whose job is harder. So the police officer decides to take his buddy on a ride along, and they have to respond to like domestic violence. And so they're like outside of the police car, and they're like trying to like, you know, one-upmanship about whose job is more difficult. And the female partner of the police officer is the cop has a crush on her and everything.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Why don't you guys put away whatever yardsticks you're using to measure your, you know?" And
Yeah.
they're like, "What men do you know? Yardsticks?" It was hilarious, dude.
Nice.
So I said
nice.
deck measuring, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, we should get a yardstick and measure our decks.
Nice.
See whose deck is longer." Well, I think you have like 65 cards in your deck, so yours is probably a little
Mine's
bit
bigger.
longer.
Yeah, mine's bigger. Yeah.
Oh boy.
And with that note, I want to thank you for tuning in. I apologize for, I guess, the shorter podcast earlier for the iTunes part, which I'm kind of cut and pasting stuff anyway, so you won't even notice that the second part's there, except for I just said that. No, it's no big deal. But yeah, I want to appreciate you stopping by, checking it out. Please, iTunes listeners, go stop by my Instagram at Nerdology5280. I'm going to take some pictures of what we got, show it off there. Also, if you haven't, go to Facebook, Twitter, especially YouTube, because that's where this is also going to be posted up, the video. Everything's Nerdology5280. The website, which is just basically podcast right now. I'm not getting much else on there at this time. But if you want to stop by anyways, go stop by and leave me a comment. Tell me what's up.
Yeah, there's some
Say
good
hey.
On-click ads you might like.
Yeah,
So, you
yeah.
never know.
Find something you want to buy. Help us out.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. Thank you for tuning in to our free comic book day and some magic playing podcast.
Yeah.
I appreciate it a lot. And also hit that subscribe, like, thumbs up, whatever you want to call it. Know when we post these up, when these things come out. I apologize for the mishap on the podcast last week. That was a unfortunate mishap, but that won't happen again because I got it figured out this time. Hey, live and learn.
Yeah, we're
Live
rookies.
and learn. Yeah. It's just going to happen. I just don't want to put something out that's completely awful. And that was awful. It was.
Not good.
So, on that note, Ryan, as always, thank you for coming in and being the co-host again.
It's a lot of fun.
You know,
It's a lot of fun. For those of you that have been enjoying the dulcet tones of my sweet, sweet voice, but don't actually want to hear it, follow me on Twitter. I'll talk nerdy at you. You can find me at Ryan Talks Nerdy.
sweet, sweet. And you do have a website, which I'm not sure how much you've updated lately. And
Not really a whole lot. I'm going to be honest. The chapter I've been writing, I was writing this scene, and the scene is like boring me to write it. And it took me about 2 months to realize if this is a boring scene for me to write, chances are whoever reads this is going to be bored as well. So I pretty
Yeah.
much scrapped the entire chapter 3, and I'm going to go back to my original outline and see what I can do and see if maybe there's another direction this character can go. And so I'm working on that. Nothing new, but I do still have the first 2 chapters out of Werewolf Noir. So if you like werewolves, you like noir stories, you'll like this, check it out, the8thinitiative.net.
parental guidance? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes. there was,
Actually, yeah, it is.
yeah.
Yeah. I was just going to say because, noir sounds like porn and,
All right. So with that, we'll go ahead and
let's
sign
let's
off.
let our third one here say bye real quick to the folks. Say see you later.
See you later.
Say adios.
Adios.
Say nerd out.
Nerd out.
Nice.
And as always, don't forget to unleash your inner nerd. Peace.